Alright, let's take a whirlwind journey through the entire history of New York City in just 3 minutes. Buckle up because the Big Apple didn't fall from the tree overnight. Let's rewind all the way back to before Europeans arrived. For thousands of years, this land belonged to the Lenape people who fished, hunted, and traded around the rivers and forests that would become Manhattan. Everything changed in 1624 when the Dutch sailed in and set up a trading post called New Amsterdam. They bought Manhattan from the Lenape, well, sort of, for goods worth about $24. The British took over in 1664, renaming the city New York after the Duke of York. From then on, the city was a magnet for immigrants, traders, and troublemakers. By the late 1700s, it was a hotbed of revolutionary energy. The British captured it during the American Revolution, but George Washington eventually marched back in, and New York celebrated its freedom. In 1789, George Washington took the oath of office as America's first president right here on Wall Street. The city started to boom. Steamboats on the Hudson, the Erie Canal opening up the Midwest, and waves of immigrants pouring in from Europe. Irish, Italians, Germans, Jews, and so many more, each group leaving its mark on the city's culture and skyline. The late 1800s brought skyscrapers, subways, and a city that never seemed to sleep. By 1900, New York was the largest city in the country. Ellis Island opened its doors, welcoming millions searching for a new life. Fast forward to the roaring 20s jazz, speakeasies, and the glitz of the Harlem Renaissance. But then came the Great Depression, and New York's fortunes sank, until World War II, when the city roared back as the beating heart of finance, media, and culture. The post-war years saw new highs and serious lows. The city struggled with crime, bankruptcy, and blackouts in the 70s. But it also became the birthplace of hip-hop, punk, and graffiti, changing pop culture forever. By the 90s, New York reinvented itself again. Times Square went from seedy to shiny, crime dropped, and the city's skyline soared with new icons. But then, on September 11, 2001, tragedy struck. The city grieved, rebuilt, and showed the world what resilience looks like. Today, New York is a global capital of finance, food, art, and ideas. Each neighborhood tells a different story, with people from every corner of the globe calling it home. From Lenape lands to a megacity of dreams, New York's history is a never-ending story of reinvention, grit, and ambition. And honestly, I can't wait to see what comes next.